Expanding missile production has been a huge subject in Ukraine, and to discuss this we are now joined by Iryna Terekh, the CEO of Firepoint, a key producer of missiles in Ukraine. Thank you so much for your time. I would like to start off with asking some questions about the Flamingo missile specifically. So it was unveiled in August of 2025, and so far it has proven hugely successful, as we can see behind us, in the counteroffensive against Russia. So can you tell us specifically, we know that right now you're oscillating at a production of 200 units per month. What are the plans for a potential scale-up?
Well, we are in the situation where the scale-up is pretty much dependent on an order, and the order is pretty much dependent on the funds. Since Ukraine had received a big help from our European partners, we are expecting of scaling up the production of all of our successful product, and Flamingo is a part of this. But for the last half a year, Ukraine was fighting for finding the resources to finance defense production.
And to what extent could potentially Europeans also contribute to further bolstering finances, such as, for example, through the NATO initiatives akin to what we've seen through Pearl?
There are a few programs that our government is now doing together with the European governments on drone deals and on co-productions and many other products which are important part of our future European ecosystem. Because we have to think a little bit more strategically. What we've done in Ukraine, we have done in circumstances of urgency, and right now we have to make it a little bit more systematic. So there are many ways how Europe they can contribute, but what's most important is the political will to really get the important lessons from Ukraine. As I mentioned before, about reducing bureaucracy, about some specific doctrinal readiness, probably some mindset changes that needs to be done in order to really cooperate fruitfully and resourcefully of what Ukraine can provide to our partners.
So at the present moment, do you see this cooperation primarily working on one-to-one basis with particular European partners, and then potentially the scale-up for the future could be European, or is that unfeasible as of right now?
I cannot, I think, answer this question as of now because we are still figuring out the most productive model. The Danish model helped a lot. Denmark was not the only country who were participating in the Danish model, so this helped with scaling up the Ukrainian production. This helped a lot to Ukrainian army, so this was one of the models that really helped, where we were able to build in Ukraine, but yet we had the resources to do so.
And in terms of deep strike capabilities, we know that that is something that Europe has increasingly started looking at on its own as well, whether it be as part of NATO, as part of the EU. To what extent could Ukrainian manufacturers contribute to European efforts in that domain, technologically or otherwise via experiences?
I think as of today, Ukraine could cover all European need in deep strike capabilities, and not only deep strike capabilities on their own, in productional, technological and infrastructural readiness. So what we really need is a political support, bureaucratic readiness and money to do so.
And finally, we know, as Polish media, we know that, for example, Poland has contributed significantly focusing on certain capabilities, such as, for example, drone production with the WB Group being present in Ukraine. To what extent do you see a scope for Polish companies to play a role in deep strike capabilities or co-development, future co-development with Ukrainian manufacturers?
I would love to Poland to focus on developing the open market for private companies, because this is what really helped to in Ukraine, and if we were relying only on our primes and state-owned companies, their structure are very much bureaucratized, and they cannot be as fast as a private market. So opening the market, making it inviting for private companies will open a huge road both for collaboration between Ukrainian and Polish companies, between a lot of fruitful partnerships, JVs, many types of cooperation, technical, productional. So I think this is one of the focuses that could be adopted.
Ms. Terekh, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Zuzanna.
And thank you for watching from Paris for TVP World, Zuzanna, Jurek.